What happened when the greatest player in NBA history, Michael Jordan, had to decide his team within just 30 minutes?
Michael Jordan is being the best Michael Jordan right now. Oh, this guy's 35.
In the summer of 1996, Michael Jordan, fresh off his fourth championship and MVP season, was nearly stolen by the New York Knicks. A $25 million offer, a secret hotel sponsorship deal, and one phone call that saved the Bulls dynasty. In this video, we're breaking down all the details about how Jordan nearly left Chicago, the insane contract drama, and how a single negotiation nearly ruined the NBA. Would MJ in a Knicks jersey have achieved the same as he has today? Hit that like and subscribe for more, and let's get into it. After his fourth championship in 1996, Michael Jordan wasn't just chasing more rings, he was chasing respect. He'd spent the last 8 years on a contract that paid him $25 million in total, just over $3 million per year, while lifting the Bulls into a global brand and the NBA into a mainstream powerhouse. That contract, groundbreaking when signed in 1988, looked like a joke by 96 standards. Meanwhile, Knicks center Patrick Ewing had just secured a one-year balloon payment worth $18 million. Jordan saw that number and said, "That's the floor." He wanted his overdue payday, and he wasn't quiet about it. Jordan demanded a short-term, high-value contract, something that acknowledged he had carried the league, filled arenas, won MVPs, and built dynasties, while others got rich off him. Enter David Falk, his agent, the superpower behind the scenes. Falk started calling shots, and the message was simple. We want a one-year mega deal, and if the Bulls didn't pay up, another suitor was waiting, and that's when the New York Knicks stepped forward, ready to throw a wrench in NBA history. The New York Knicks weren't bluffing. They believed they had a real shot at landing the greatest player in NBA history. With $12 million in cap space and a clever workaround involving a $15 million endorsement deal with Sheraton Hotels, thanks to ITT, one of the team's corporate parents, the Knicks crafted a $25 million package, and they didn't hide it. They wanted MJ bad. The Knicks front office, led by MSG president Dave Checketts, made their pitch. Take all of it, every dollar of our cap room. They knew what Jordan was worth. So did Patrick Ewing, Jordan's longtime friend and rival, who was actively recruiting him to New York. With Ewing, Larry Johnson, and Charles Oakley already on the roster, the Knicks believed Jordan could push them over the top. They envisioned Jordan owning Madison Square Garden, ruling the media capital of the world, and delivering New York its first title since the 1970s. They weren't wrong to believe it. This wasn't a rumor, it was a legitimate plan. And Jordan, he wasn't opposed. But to make it happen, Jordan needed to hear silence from Chicago. He nearly did. The tension reached its peak when David Falk made the call. The Bulls had a limited window, an hour, maybe the rest of the day, to beat the Knicks' $25 million offer, or Jordan was gone. The offer was real, the plan was in motion. If the Bulls blinked, MJ would pack his bags for New York and never look back. Jordan was serious. He had already told the Knicks he'd come for less if Chicago didn't step up, not out of desperation, but principle. For years he kept quiet about being underpaid. Now he wanted compensation that matched his value, or he'd walk. Falk wasn't bluffing, and the Bulls knew it. They underestimated the power of the Knicks offer, especially with ITT floating millions in marketing cash. They thought Jordan had no leverage. They thought wrong. For 30 heart-pounding minutes, the future of the NBA was on the line. Jordan wasn't just threatening to leave a team. He was threatening to shatter the entire league's balance of power. Then Chicago did what they had to do, swallow their pride and pay the man. When the clock started ticking on David Falk's ultimatum, the Bulls had no time to overthink. The message was clear. Pay up or lose Michael Jordan to your biggest rival. Jerry Reinsdorf, a shrewd businessman who rarely tore up contracts, had only done it once for Jordan, but now he had to make the biggest gamble of his ownership. So the Bulls bit the bullet and offered MJ a one-year deal worth $30.1 million for the 1996-97 season. At that moment, it became the largest single-season contract in NBA history. A year later, Jordan signed again for an even bigger $33.1 million in 1997-98. In 2 seasons, Jordan made more than he had in the previous 11 combined. It was overdue. It was also a warning shot to the rest of the league. If you want to keep your dynasty intact, you'd better pay the king. But behind the scenes, Jordan wasn't thrilled. It took a full-blown threat for the Bulls to respect his value. And while he delivered 2 more championships, 2 more finals MVPs, the trust had taken a hit. The Bulls kept their dynasty alive, but the cost wasn't just money. And yet, that didn't stop people from wondering, what if the Knicks deal had gone through? For years, the story hovered in legend. Did Michael Jordan almost become a New York Knick? In 2005, MJ himself confirmed it wasn't just a rumor. If Chicago hadn't called in 30 minutes, I was gone, he told Cigar Aficionado. That wasn't gamesmanship. That was a done deal, pending silence. The Knicks had built a fully legal offer, $12 million in salary, plus another $15 million through Sheraton hotels, all approved by the league, thanks to ITT's ownership and Jordan's undeniable market value. Commissioner David Stern, usually strict on cap workarounds, wasn't going to stand in the way of Jordan-level money. Falk had orchestrated it all, and MSG President Dave Checketts was ready to hand over every available dollar. Jordan had even given verbal assurance. New York was next. He didn't bluff, he didn't haggle. He waited, and then the Bulls called. Was it leverage? Maybe. But Falk didn't need to bluff. The Knicks' offer was real, and Jordan was ready to make the jump. Everyone involved, from league executives to the Bulls front office, knew it. One call stopped it, and in that tiny window, the NBA could have changed forever. But Michael Jordan stayed, and the Knicks stayed snake-bitten. Michael Jordan didn't just win, he dominated in a way no one else ever has. By the time he hung up his sneakers for the second time in 1998, he had reshaped the game, the business of basketball, and global sports culture. Jordan won 6 NBA championships, and in each one, he was named Finals MVP, a perfect 6 for 6. He also claimed 5 regular season MVP awards, 10 scoring titles, 14 All-Star selections, and 9 All-Defensive First Team honors. His career averages 30.1 points, 6.2 rebounds, 5.3 assists, and 2.3 steals per game aren't just impressive, they're the gold standard. Jordan finished with 32,292 points, placing him 5th all-time in scoring. He had 2,514 steals, ranking 3rd in NBA history, and is the only player to win a scoring title and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season, 1988. Off the court, Jordan's influence was just as massive. His Nike deal birthed the Air Jordan empire, now a multi-billion-dollar brand. He turned athletes into marketable moguls, laying the blueprint for everyone from Kobe to LeBron. If he had gone to New York in 1996, everything could have changed. The Bulls dynasty likely collapses. The Knicks get their long-awaited savior. But Jordan stayed. And in doing so, he didn't just preserve a legacy, he perfected it. So, Jordan had demanded what he was worth. The Knicks built a $25 million offer with a hotel twist. David Falk gave the Bulls an ultimatum: 1 hour. Chicago panicked, paid $30 million, and saved the dynasty. Jordan stayed, won 2 more rings, and built an untouchable legacy. 2 more titles, 2 record-breaking contracts, and an untouchable legacy late. Jordan's near move to New York became a basketball legend that almost rewrote everything. What would today's NBA look like if Michael Jordan had become the face of the Knicks? Would Chicago even be a dynasty without him? Drop your take in the comments. Hit like and subscribe for more NBA videos. See you in the next one.